Jesus of Nazareth was a Jewish rabbi. He was born in a Jewish town, raised in a Jewish family, taught in Jewish synagogues, celebrated Jewish feasts, and fulfilled Jewish prophecies. Yet even after 2,000 years, most Jewish people say, "He is not our Messiah." Why? How can the one who claimed to be the hope of Israel be rejected by the nation that waited for the Messiah? To understand this, we must start with a simple truth. Jesus did not appear out of nowhere. He was born into a real culture, real history, and a real covenant God made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jesus' identity was completely Jewish. He was circumcised on the 8th day. He was dedicated in the temple. He grew up celebrating Passover, tabernacles, and other feasts. He learned the Torah, Psalms, and prophets. He taught in synagogues every Sabbath. He didn't destroy Judaism. He fulfilled it. He said, "Moses wrote about me." Every symbol, Passover lamb, manna, sacrifices, pointed to him. Jesus was the completion of Israel's story. So if Jesus perfectly fit the scriptures, why did Israel reject him? For 400 years, there was no prophet, no angel, no heavenly message. Israel was waiting desperately for a Messiah. Their idea of Messiah was a warrior king, a conqueror like Joshua, a king like David, a ruler who would defeat Rome, a leader who would restore Israel's glory. They wanted a Messiah with a sword, not a servant with a cross. So when Jesus came humble and gentle, riding on a donkey, not a war horse, many couldn't accept him. They wanted political freedom. Jesus offered spiritual freedom. They wanted a kingdom on earth. Jesus revealed a kingdom in the heart. They expected the lion. They missed the lamb. Rejection didn't start with the people. It started with the leaders, the Pharisees and Sadducees. They felt threatened because Jesus taught with authority, exposed their hypocrisy, broke their extra rules, healed on the Sabbath, forgave sins, performed miracles they couldn't deny. Most shocking of all, he claimed equality with God. To them, this wasn't revelation. It was blasphemy. If Jesus was truly the Messiah, their authority would crumble. Their influence would end. Their system would fall apart. So instead of surrendering, they resisted. Instead of believing, they plotted. Instead of welcoming him, they crucified him. Jesus wasn't rejected because he lacked evidence. He was rejected because he confronted their hearts. The scriptures clearly describe the Messiah, born in Bethlehem, healing the blind and lame, riding on a donkey, pierced, a suffering servant. Jesus fulfilled them all. But Israel looked for a political savior, not a suffering savior. Their eyes saw the text, but their hearts missed the meaning. John writes, "He came to his own, but his own did not receive him." It wasn't lack of prophecy. It was lack of perception. From a human view, Israel rejecting Jesus seems like a failure. But from God's view, it was part of his plan. Paul explains a powerful mystery. Israel's temporary blindness opened the door for the nations. Because Israel stepped aside for a time, the gospel reached the whole world. If Israel had accepted Jesus immediately, there would be no cross, no sacrifice, no salvation for the world. God used Israel's rejection to save the nations. But their rejection is not permanent, not total, not final. God's covenant with Israel still stands. Not all Jews rejected Jesus. The first believers were all Jewish. Peter, John, James, Paul, the entire early church. Pentecost was a Jewish gathering. The gospel started with Israel long before it reached the Gentiles. Even today, thousands of Jewish believers follow Yeshua. The rejection of Israel was never complete. God always kept a faithful remnant. The same Bible that predicted Israel's rejection also predicts their future acceptance. A day is coming when the veil will lift and the nation will see Jesus clearly. Zechariah says, "They will look upon me whom they pierced." Jesus himself said, "You will not see me again until you say, 'Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord.'" One day, Israel will understand. The Messiah they waited for, the Messiah they prayed for, the Messiah they rejected, was Jesus all along. On that day, the blindness will end. The nation will awaken. The story will come full circle. This is not opinion. This is prophecy, and it will happen.